Guys, can you hear me now? Guys. Hey guys, can you hear me now? All right, guys. Sorry about that, guys. So obviously, I'm so sorry about that, guys. I didn't realize you couldn't hear the whole time. Grandma Scary, thank you so much for calling this to my attention. Okay. Well, that was a pain in the butt. Guys, I apologize. So back to Elizabeth and Andre, guys. Elizabeth is eating this Moldovan leftover breakfast/entree thing. He says it's food lib. It's a gelatin thing with chicken and pork. She's looking like, ugh. And it kind of seems like once we get into the conversation later after the dad and the brother are there, we get into the conversation of Andre staying home with the baby, right? And Elizabeth is like, I was okay with it at first, but now I'm not so much okay with it anymore. And that's why they got into the whole big fight. And that's the whole discussion they're having over the gelatin pork chicken thing. But this is when Andre is too comfortable staying home. People point out that it's a little bit backwards for him to be a house husband. And now he's saying, okay, so Elizabeth, you think that it's a little bit backwards because everyone's saying that I should be the one working and you should be the one who's staying at home. And she's like, no. But, that's exactly what she means. Hi, guys. Hi, everybody. Welcome. All right, guys, 35 in the room. Wow. All right, let's keep it moving. So I wanted to keep on going. This was one of my favorite couples of the night, guys. So if you missed it, we had a huge scuffle at the end of the night. So this is when Andre got mad at Elizabeth's family's questions. This is when the brother gets a little bit peed off that his questions are a problem with Andre. He ends up telling Elizabeth off a little bit, the brother, and Andre, of course, stuck up for Elizabeth. So there's a lot of problems happening here, and for a second wedding, it's obviously not the best start. I wish them the best. I hate that we end the episode with their scuffle, but I can't wait to see what happens, and I definitely want to see their Moldovan wedding. I do, though, think that Andre is a little bit of a jerk sometimes when it comes to Elizabeth. I think that he acts out, and I wish that maybe he treated her a little bit better for us, especially to see on TV. Guys, 40 in the room. You guys tell me not to thank everybody in the comments. I don't care. Thank you guys so much for 40 in the room. But guys, let's keep it moving to the next couple. And again, I'm so sorry for the mic problems at the beginning. Guys, Paul and Karini. Karini's not happy about the house anymore. So at least that's what Paul thinks. He meets his mom at the pet store, and she says that you need me to buy your food pets, but you can't buy your you need me to buy your pets food, but you can't buy your pets food. How are you going to take care of your family? Is pretty much what Paul's mom is saying. So this is obviously a problem, and Paul's just saying, like, listen, I'm trying to get a job, but it's hard for me to get a job with this arson charge. And his mom pointed out the obvious, like, Paul, you kind of seem like a little bit of a loser. Did you just bring me here to buy you dog food? How are you going to take care of your family? And she did cave in and buy the dog food, but guys, I feel bad for Paul. I don't know if you guys have been watching Sherelle's World. Guys, 42 in the room, let's get to 50. I don't know if you guys have been watching Sherelle's World, but if you have been, Paul's going through a lot, and now he's claiming there's a second baby. She's pregnant with a second baby, Karini, and then he might have an STD, or somebody has an alleged STD. I don't know what that is. I don't want to touch it with a 10-foot pole, but if you guys want the tea, go to Sherelle's World. All right, guys, moving on to Kalani and Asuelu. What are you guys saying in here? Didn't Libby's dad offer him a job? Yes, he did. She's not happy about him not having a job. Yeah, but also he wouldn't take the job. He was too proud. Ooh. Okay, guys. Kalani and Asuelu. So Kalani's trying to sit there. 52 in the room. Guys, let's make it to 75. Kalani and Asuelu. Kalani's trying to, I guess, make it a negative into a positive with Asuelu, because she's willing to go visit the mom and the sister, and she's willing to take gifts instead of giving them a bunch of money. But he gets there and they see a bunch of corned beef cans. They go to, I guess, this like kind of little, I want to say Vira or Vera. Thank you so much for the super sticker. Vira or Vera, whichever, you're the best, and thank you so much. I don't care if you're Vira or if you're Vera. I love you either way, and thank you. For Kalani and Asuelu, so Kalani wanted to get 2 or 3 corned beef cans, but Asuelu suggested 6. I don't even know where they went to find this stuff. It looked like one of those little kind of like to-go shops at a KOA in a campground. I really don't know what this was, but Asuelu wanted to contribute money and gifts for closeness from his family. And Kalani's like, no, that's not how you get closer to your family. Asuelu wants to give 1,000 to the family, and Kalani squashes it and says, maybe we'll get 50. Asuelu says, no, I'll give it. It'll come from my pocket. And Kalani's like, where? Oh, exactly. You don't have money? That's exactly what I'm talking about. What pocket? You know what I mean? So Kalani said $1,000 a month is not going to happen, and she reluctantly said, you know what, maybe, okay, fine, $100. $100 we'll spend after spending $191.50 on, you heard the cat, nothing. So guys, they end up leaving for the airport, and they're going to Portland, but they can't stay long because the babies are crying, and I guess it's past their bedtime. Kalani gets into the fact that they can't stay long and that, they need to end up going back to the hotel. They have to get the babies in bed. There's a lot that's been happening, whatever the case is. Asuelu's not having it, though. He's so annoyed about the fact that the babies are crying and whatever. Like, he's being such a child. I usually, guys, play this completely straight. I can't with this. I'm so opinionated. Kalani picks up all the slack. From the time that she picks up both kids off the side, bringing them out of the car into the house, to everything in between. It's so annoying. Thank you so much. Thank you for the super sticker. I want to say this, suffragium. Thank you, suffragium. I appreciate the super sticker. And for anybody who gets mad at me for saying this in between, I don't care. Guys, back to Kalani and Asuelu. So they left for the airport. They're going back to Portland. And like I said, Asuelu gets mad, I guess. Asuelu says that the kids are crying are annoying, and he starts sulking about it. But come on, grow up. I feel so bad for Kalani at this point, but I don't even know how she had a second kid with this guy. I'm not trying to talk crap, but we'll keep it moving, guys. Guys, I'm going to end up dropping the link here in a little bit. Actually, I'll drop it right now for you guys in case you want to call in. And then at the end, I'm going to take a few calls. I'm going to only keep this to 30 minutes, guys. So if you have any calls, because we're also covering the Real Housewives of Potomac. So guys, we have 20 minutes left in this chat. If you want to call in, you're more than welcome to. I'll take calls at the end of this. Tanya and Syngin. So guys, obviously Syngin is worried about his brother because he just had a whole medical thing, guys. Tanya's worried about Syngin drinking, and Syngin doesn't want to be nagged in his home country or controlled. So this is obviously problem after problem after problem, whether it's Syngin with Tanya, Tanya with Syngin, Syngin with his brother. I mean, it's one thing after another, and nobody seems to have any resolution here. Tanya says that he needs to learn how to drink, which I think that's fair. I think he definitely needs to learn how to grow up, and I think he's using South Africa as kind of a crutch, like this is where I'm from, to be able to allot for that behavior. You know what I'm saying, guys? So Syngин's walking around the plane shoeless. They arrive in Cape Town to the family waiting at the airport with the banner, and Syngин's mom doesn't really understand why they got married so fast. So there's honestly, it seems like it's one thing happening after another with this couple, but it's about time, guys. It's been so boring this whole time. All of 90 Day Fiancé, we're at Season 5, Episode 8. On Episode 8, it has taken us to Episode 8 to get to the drama for Tanya and Syngin. So finally, guys, finally. Tanya drinks a lot too, Gina said. Okay, that's fair. I'm going to end up moving up to the next couple, but that's all I was trying to say, guys. 57 in the room. Let's make it to 75. All I was trying to say is finally, at least they bring a little bit something for a storyline. Finally, I don't want it to be at Syngin's brother's expense, but at least I'm happy that they're bringing something aside from Syngin being a little bit of a alkie. Guys, so now we're going to move on to Colt and Jess. This is my favorite couple. And no, I'm not biased, but sure, maybe just a little bit. Colt, Jess, and Debbie. It's almost kind of like a throuple. Maybe it's like Brandy, Aaron, and Denise. I don't know. But Jess just gave a gift to them for coming to her house and coming to Brazil, her home country. She said, even though that Debbie was rude, I still have to give you a gift. So she ended up giving her a pair of flip-flops, and that was really nice. But Colt was trying to be slick at this little kind of gift giveaway, goodbye, whatever. And he pulls off Jess's dad to the side and asks her, hey, would you mind if I ask your daughter to marry me. Of course, the dad says, like, I would love that. And Debbie's skeptical. She's on alert. But anyways, they go to a different location and they get separate rooms. They get a new hotel and separate rooms. Finally, Colt, you're starting to get it. Thank God. Okay, guys, so not only did they have separate rooms, but they also have separate floors. And Debbie feels alone, and she calls Vanessa to check in on the cats. Conveniently, to check in on the cats or for production. I don't really know what this one was for, but she called to check in on the cats, so let's go with that. So Debbie calls in to check on the cats, and she calls into Vanessa. That's when Vanessa gets all the tea from Debbie about Jess putting her hand in the face and how all of these red flags are coming up about Jess and her family and how Debbie's not really feeling the situation, right? If it's a bad relationship, she said that she'll do anything that she can or that she's capable of doing to ruin it for Colt and Jess. So there's a lot that's brewing with Debbie. Guys, 59 in the room. I don't even know what to say about this. There's a lot that's happening with Jess and Debbie. Sarah said, Debbie and Colt are just okay. Colt and Jess show up to Debbie's room to go out. They invite her out, and Debbie said she talked to Vanessa. Oh, shite. Somebody said, say shite. S-H-I-T-E. So, oh, shite. Yes, that's exactly what I meant. Jess was like, Vanessa who? And Debbie's like, oh, yeah, I talked to Vanessa. The cats are great. And Colt's like, ooh. And Jess looks at Colt like, what are you talking about? And starts cussing him out, flipping out, saying that Vanessa is a B-I-T-C-H. And Debbie says, no, she's not. And it goes in like a whole downward like spiral, one thing after another with that whole situation. But yeah, Jess wasn't happy, Debbie wasn't happy, and Colt feels a little bit thrown under the bus in this situation. So, but producers did ask Debbie, did you know that Jess had that big of an issue with Vanessa? And Debbie smiled. So if she smiled, obviously she knows something. She knows that, she knows what she's doing. Debbie's no dummy. Okay, I'm just going to leave it at that. Jess thinks that Vanessa is a friend with benefits, but Debbie tells her no trust means that they're going to have issues. So if she continues to act the way she is, they're going to have trust issues, and that just led to Jess storming away and heading for the elevator. So guys, before I start taking callers, I have one more couple to talk about. Actually, two more couples, but it's 1.5 because Larissa and Eric will take 30 seconds. But guys, I want to talk about real quick. I have callers in, so I'm going to hurry up. Angela and Michael. So Angela and Michael were FaceTiming Angela's doctors about the cancer results. So Michael and Angela are obviously concerned about the cancer results, and Angela just shared that, especially on top of the whole not having a baby thing. That this is one dilemma after another with this couple, and Angela has to be honest. At least the good thing for Angela was that her blood work came back great, but carrying a baby at her age is probably not possible. And she asked Michael, if I can't carry a baby, would you still want to be with me? And he said that he can't commit to that. He needs time, and he needs time to think about this whole issue. So, I don't know, guys. I feel really bad for Angela. I feel like with her mom at home and everything going on with this whole situation, I feel like, I don't know. This is sad. This is really sad for me. I'm going to move on real quick to end it. That way I can bring you guys on. Larissa and Eric. Larissa goes to meet Carmen. She feels alone. Larissa feels alone and sad. Carmen thinks Eric is predictable. She said that you need to learn to love yourself and instead of having everybody love yourself for you. And you have a record and you're playing with fire. And I think that's because, Eric could potentially call the cops on Larissa at any time. With that being said, the doorbell rings, and that's how we end it. We have 68 in the room, guys. I'm going to start taking callers. I don't mean to be so quick tonight. We have a lot of people calling in, but we also have Real Housewives of Potomac tonight. So there's a lot going on. It's a big night. Welcome in, guys. I'm going to start with Ablavi, and we have 13 minutes on the clock. And
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good, huh?
All right. So go ahead.
Angela and Michael, that's not going to work. Andre is being really sketchy. Really.
I don't like his attitude.
Yeah, but I think that his attitude is, I don't know. I feel like that was acting. Like I can't see it escalating like that for no reason.
Yeah. That's fair.
I don't care for him. Who is it? Karini and Paul. I just really do believe Paul is lying. And I'm not going to sit here and entertain him because he's doing the same woe me on the show that he's doing in real life. The STD thing was, false. But nevertheless, Syngin, I forgot all about them because they were in the blogs a lot before the season. I know that they said that he left her and she's pregnant. So I'm curious to see that storyline because I don't see anything about them online.
All right. No, and I think that I'm honestly the most interested out of all of these couples. I would have to say with Elizabeth and Andre, because I just want to know what happens with the rest of the family, especially because even though all of this is brewing in Moldova, it still has to go back to Tampa, Florida. So I can't wait when all of this gets back to the sisters and everybody gets.
But didn't the sister go to the wedding? Her oldest sister.
Yeah, but they still have a few at home.
Oh, okay. I didn't realize everybody didn't go. Okay.
Yeah, and they're going to be bitter. The sisters they stay bitter. But, Ablavi, I appreciate you calling in. I'm going to go ahead and take a few other callers really quick, and thank you so much. Hey, by the way, Ablavi just canceled out. I was going to say, by the way, call in for Super Super Bravo Tuesday. Okay, so guys, with that being said, I have a few other callers in. 10 minutes to go. I'm going to go ahead and bring up Debbie. Okay. Hi, Debbie.
Hi.
How are you? You look really pretty today. You always look really pretty, but your hair looks really great.
Oh, thank you. Well, that's what happens when you don't comb it for a couple of days because you think a storm's coming.
Okay, fair. All right, so what did you think?
Okay. Libby and Andre, I think this is just so beyond stupid because if her family really cared about her and this was a genuine concern, they would have asked these questions 2.5 years ago before she started her K-1 visa. They would have gotten to know who the hell this was. They would have flown over to Ireland. They would have asked all of their questions there. You waiting till they've gotten married, had a child, it's multiple years later, they're going to the second wedding. No, they're just itching for a storyline.
Okay, that's kind of, but also, I have to say, Debbie, I hope I'm not, am I echoing on your end?
No.
Oh, okay. I have to say that I feel like they never honestly had the opportune time to speak with anybody from his side before either, though. In all fairness to them, they really, if you think about it, they've never been able to really pick at anything from his past because it's only been him at the forefront, right?
True. But if they have all of this money and Chuck is supporting this whole family plus that outside kid and paying for all of the bail to get everybody out every time they get arrested, including himself, they could have invested in a trip over to meet his family before the wedding, before she started this huge process of going through with the K-1 visa. They had time. My thing is, what's done is done. She's not complaining about it. She loves that idiot. That's her issue. You guys, if you loved her so much and wanted to protect her so much, when she first brought up, I met this man in Ireland, I'd have been like, Ireland who? Where? Let's go to Ireland. Let's go to the pub that he's the bouncer at or whatever it was. I would have made it my business. And then if he said, I found out he's from Moldova, once we got to Ireland, then I would start investigating. And there's WhatsApp. They haven't been married that long. They have WhatsApp that I would have been talking to the parents as a parent. I'd have been like, let's meet your parents. You can translate. It's just too little too late for me to care about their situation.
That's fair. No, that's fair. And so, obviously, God, I mean, there was so much going on. With that being said about them, what did you think about the whole Debbie dropping the Vanessa ball?
Debbie made my night.
Yeah.
Debbie made my night because she pulled a boss move to get back at Colt for sending her home from the dinner the other night by herself.
Yes, she did. That's exactly what she did.
Yep. She's like, if nobody can, if I can't have my Colt, nobody will. So she made my night. I thoroughly enjoyed it. She's a bitch. Oh, sorry.
No, you're okay. Well, Debbie, I have a few other people in the room, so I'm going to go ahead and drop you down. I appreciate you calling in, and thank you so much. You look amazing. So whatever you said that you have going on, it's working. So good for you.
Well, it's hard when I'm in a box right next to you. So hey.
Whatever. All right.
You.
We're dropping you down. Guys, Debbie's a comedian too. We didn't know that, but I have the next person who called in. She goes by Sincerity. Sincerity? Hi. I can't hear you. Oh, it says that you're muted. Oh.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear
Can you hear me? Okay. Oh my God, I love you on Sherelle. I love you, Gio, Perry, Sherelle, Andrea. But anyway, you are a great twist to add to it because you give the real part, and you even add a little inserts that were like, oh my God, did Adam just say that? But oh my God, tonight's show was like fireworks, one after another. It really was nuts. Like, I think the Colt and the mom situation seemed so kind of like staged, though. Like, the mom just like set all that up. I don't know. It just seemed like staged, but it's a shame if Debbie was that sneaky. But I think that...
No, but I think that it's kind of Debbie, like the Debbie who was just on the screen next to me said, like, I think it's Debbie just getting back at Colt for sticking her in a taxi and Debbie being like, oh, I just happened to talk to Vanessa.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean?
Dropping bombs. She really was spiteful, but that's evil. I just feel like I have kids, they're not grown, obviously, but when I have my son, listen, Colt had one messed up marriage. As the mother said, she's a little voluptuous. Okay, well, she said several times, sex. So obviously, you could tell Jess's motives seemed like she wanted to try and have a baby. I think that's what it seemed like in my mind she was getting to.
Uh-huh.
And as a mother, I don't blame her in that way. I feel like her motive was to go there and tarnish everything. And it was starting to go the way she's saying, though. So it was kind of, I felt a little conflicted. Like, in a way, it was like good that Debbie's stopping it because the family's talking about having a wedding in a couple days. And here's Colt feeling like he's in love. He's falling in lust. And he's willing to already propose to her. Like, come on. You've seen how he was at the table. It was like he felt pressured. He didn't even know how to react towards his mother, her father.
No, it's too much. It almost seems like he's willing to take anything. And I don't know if you said you follow Sherelle's world, so then you obviously know that now he's with this new woman from Mexico. So he's constantly with a new person. Cole is a little bit of a player. Like, he's bagging these women, but he, it's.
But is she calling the big?
I do, though.
I don't think that.
I was just going to say, not to cut you off really quick, I do, just because I only have about 3.5 minutes left in the room, I'm going to bring on 2 other callers with us, okay? No, you can stay on.
Thank you.
You can stay on.
Okay, thank you. All right. Bye, guys. See you in a little bit.
No, you can stay on, Sincerity. Hi, Carla.
I'm
Hey.
All right, so guys, what did you think about the episode? We have 3 minutes left in the room.
Okay.
Total bombshell.
Okay, Carla, take it away. You go first.
Okay, really quick. Tanya is super passive aggressive. She's living in this fantasy perfect world that she wants to come to life, and she needs to realize that it's not going to come to life, and she needs to relax and calm down and take it a day at a time, step by step, baby steps, baby girl, baby steps. Colt T is a player from the Himalaya, but Colt T is still trying to get a check, and he has to find every girl outside the U.S., okay, to get a green card so that he can stay on 90 Day Fiancé and collect that paper.
Stay on
Let's
the
be
show.
real.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Who else we got? Who am I missing?
Angela and Michael, Paul and Karini.
You know my favorite couple? I love Angela and Michael. I'm so glad that her results came back negative. I'm so excited about that.
Yes.
I think that Michael is a little bit naive. Just a little bit.
Little.
Michael, just a little bit. Okay, am I giving him too much credit?
No, I mean,
Am I giving him too much credit? Okay. I do feel bad for Michael because Angela is very aggressive and she's very, very straightforward. She's very blunt and she wants things how she wants it done, and she's not going to subside to any way. Although she is very, very, what's the word I'm looking for? She's sensitive, she cares about, and she definitely was, interested in a few things, maybe not necessarily cooking, because cooking's not her thing. So we're not going to expect her to go out here and cook full-blown Nigerian meals, and cooking's not her forte. So I don't know. I just think Michael needs to take a step back and actually think this out, And my godmother had twins at 52.
Ooh.
So you definitely can have babies. It's definitely possible.
Okay, fair enough. It's possible. Thank you, Carla. All right, D. Brooklyn, go ahead.
All right, now. These men that are on these shows, come on now. You have Colty and all these people, even Ericy, whatever. They're acting like children. Paul, are you kidding me? You're a grown man. Mommy dearest, cut the umbilical cord, get off the boobie, and act like a man. Colty, Larissa, put them off the show. They have no business on the show, period. For what? This is Darcy all over again. Every season she's doing something else.
Larissa trying to get her clientele for the strip club.
Yeah, Larissa's getting ready for OnlyFans. That's what she's getting ready for.
They still got Freaknik in Atlanta? Maybe she's waiting for that.
Oh, God.
Yep. Sure do.
God. So what, D. Brooklyn, what was your favorite, or who's your favorite couple from 90 Day Fiancé Happily Ever After?
I really don't. I'd have to say Angela and Michael, I guess.
That's only because we all just like Angela for her realness. Honestly, it's like Michael is just there by default. Like, honestly, we just love Angela.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just Michael is. He acts like a. Michael acts like a child too.
Yeah.
How you gonna bring your wife to be to meet up with 3 other women? What was last week, the week before? Use your head.
Yeah, I agree with you. All right, D. Brooklyn and Carla, I appreciate you guys calling in. Thank you so much.
I just have one last thing to say.
Yes.
Serenity. I was calling her last night on Sherelle. I called her Serenity, and her name is Sincerity. And I need to apologize for that. And I am so proud of you, Adam. I've never seen a YouTuber have 2 guests on 2 different seasons of the same show in a 45-minute episode. I've never seen that before. When you had Mary and when you had Mary and Caesar.
Listen.
That was amazing.
D. Brooklyn, listen. Stick around. If you think that's all I have up my sleeves, you have no idea what's to come.
You're doing the thing.
I will continue to not only bring multiple people, but Super Bravo Tuesday, I will never disappoint on those days. We always have people for those days. I have people lined up for the next 4 weeks, so we're good. We're gonna have a lot of people. Having a lot of fun, guys.
You're the ish, Adam. You're the ish.
I appreciate
it, folks.
We're gonna keep people coming, guys.
Tune in, folks. Tune in.
All right, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and drop you down and say goodbye and go ahead and tune into this Real Housewives of Potomac-ish.
Thanks for having me on.
All right, enjoy.
All right, bye guys. Guys, how awesome was that? So we just went ahead and covered Season 5, Episode 8, Hell Hath No Fury of 90 Day Fiancé, Happily Ever After. And if you guys missed it, go ahead and just rewind all the way to the beginning. Unless you're Jolene, everybody except Jolene. If you are Jolene, just exit out. But if you're not Jolene, go ahead and watch this. And if you don't know who Jolene is, stop asking me in the comments. She's an internet troll. That's all you have to troll. That's the only word you need to know. Troll and Jolene. It's the same thing. So with that being said, guys, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you guys. Tomorrow we're going to do a recap of the first episode of Season 5 of The Real Housewives of Potomac. Not only are we doing that, but we're going live with Smothered, Sunhee, and Angelica. And we're doing 90 Day Fiancé, The Other Way recap. So a lot's going on tomorrow, guys. Keep up with me and check out my community tab to see what's happening. All right, guys. Bye, everybody, except you, Jolene. Bye, guys. Not you, Jolene. Bye, everyone, except you, Jolene.